Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained, no.
See you later then.
But you're not, you can't go through there.
You're harassing me.
I'm not harassing
I'm trying to walk away.
talking to
Okay, I'm going to go this way instead then.
No, if you...
So if you... No, I'm going to go to the bus stop. Okay? Leave me alone.
Well, in this episode, Ed is outside a uni campus with a camera, and somehow that's enough to trigger a full-blown response. The officers don't open with clarity, they open with tone, already framing him as a problem before explaining anything. What follows isn't shouting or theatrics, it's Ed calmly forcing them to say out loud what they actually think he's done. Each time they lean on suspicion, he pins them to specifics. Each time they imply a power, he makes them commit to it. And the longer it goes on, the harder it becomes for them to explain why they stepped in at all.
Alright, are you guys here for me?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, why? Can you maintain your distance there?
Can. Of course, yeah.
And also identify yourselves. Did you just switch your camera on?
Yeah.
Alright, please don't delete that. I'll be requesting a copy, alright? Also yours, please don't delete that. I'll be requesting a copy.
Deleted. Of course.
Alright, can you identify yourselves, please,
Can I
officers?
ask you first, sorry, what was your first name, my friend?
I'm not at liberty to give you that. When you approach a member of the public, you identify yourself. That's your policy, so identify yourself.
Okay. So my name is Simon Tops, Police Constable 693, Simon Tops, Avon, Somerset Police.
And yours is?
My colleague.
5512, Josh Burnell.
Alright, and what crime have I committed, or do you suspect me of committing?
Okay, what are you being so hostile?
I'm not being hostile, I'm just asking you, because when police approach me, police come to deal with crimes, do they not?
Not necessarily, no.
What do they come to deal with? Civil matters?
Well, we're here to prevent crime.
So what crime do you suspect me of about to commit?
Not suggesting you're committing a crime at all. So.
Alright then.
What was your first name, so I can talk to you on first name basis?
No, it's fine, I'm not going to give you that.
Okay. Are you filming at the moment?
I am indeed, for my own
What's
protection.
the purpose of you filming?
My own purpose.
Right.
They approach him without introduction, without context.
Right off the bat, this one kicks off with confusion, control, and a whole lot of, hold up, what's going on here? Energy. The man calmly asks, am I being detained? And gets a clear no. So naturally, he tries to leave. But boom, mixed signals instantly. One officer says he's free, the other blocks his path. That contradiction? Yeah, that's where things start getting messy. Now here's where it gets interesting. Instead of backing down, the auditor flips the script, cool, composed, and dialed in. He demands identification, calls out policy, and forces the officers to actually state their purpose. No shouting, no drama, just pure pressure through questions, and you can already feel it. The officers aren't leading this interaction anymore, they're reacting. This intro sets the tone perfectly. Calm citizen versus uncertain authority. And trust me, that only gets more intense from here.
Can I ask why you're here at the...
Can I ask you a question? Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained, no.
See you later then.
But you can't go through there.
I just asked the gentleman if I could go through and he said yeah.
Chris?
Did you not just tell me the way to the bus station?
You did ask me where the bus is, alright.
And left at the machine and all the way down?
I did say that.
Yeah.
Okay, can
Okay.
I just...
No, you can't actually.
Okay, well, whilst you're walking, I'll just make it quite
Are you
clear
following
to
me?
I'm not following
You're
you.
harassing me.
I'm not harassing
I'm trying
you,
to
I'm
walk
talking
away.
to
Okay,
you.
I'm going to go this way instead then.
No, if you...
So if you... No, I'm going to go to the bus stop. Okay? Leave me alone. Alright?
Okay, that's fine. If you make your way to the bus stop, that'd be great.
I'm not going. You're not going to follow me.
What?
Which way are you going?
Sorry?
Which way are you going?
Look, if you don't want me to follow...
I'm just asking you which way you're going.
I'm not here to call...
I'm just asking you which way you're going.
It doesn't matter which way I go, I can go whichever way I like. I'm not being...
Alright, I'll wait for you to go then.
I'm not being dictated to by you.
Do you know your
where
oath?
I go. Alright?
Do you know your oath?
Yeah, I do.
Can you say it to me?
No,
I'll start you
I'm
off.
not going to say it to you.
I'll start you off.
I'm not here to justify my actions.
No,
to
you're
you.
here to uphold the law.
I am.
Have I broken it?
Not at the moment you haven't.
So leave me alone. This isn't consensual.
That's fine.
Policing by consent. Leave me alone.
Okay, off you go then.
No, I will
Have a
go.
nice day.
I will go when I'm ready.
Okay, that's
okay.
fine.
Cool.
Have a nice day.
I will. I'm actually having a lovely day.
Okay. If you could make your way to the bus station, though,
Why?
that would be great.
Why?
Okay, that's fine. I'm not here.
So why do you keep telling me what to do?
I'm not telling you what to
You
do.
are. You just said make your way to the bus station.
You
Like
said
what
you were
right?
making your way-
Can I just ask you, what right do you have to tell me what to do when I haven't broken the law?
Okay.
You haven't got a right to tell me what to do when I haven't broken the law. So stop trying to bully me.
I'm not trying to.
Yes,
bully
you are.
I'm
You're trying to
find
tell
out-
me what to do.
I'm trying to find out why you're walking around a university
Because
with
I'm
a camera.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm allowed to.
Okay.
Photography is
But
not a
some
crime.
of this university is private premises.
No, it's not.
It
Bro.
is,
Do you know?
okay.
Are you familiar with Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act 1972?
No, I'm not.
No,
No,
you're
not
not. But you
particularly.
should be.
Okay.
Because it's the law.
Okay.
Which says at the material time of operating, the public are allowed access, whether upon payment or not.
To where?
Anywhere that is open. This is a public space. These lines were painted by the council.
All right, now things take a sharp turn, and this is where the tension really starts to build. The officers clearly state he's not detained, so the guy does exactly what anyone would do. He walks away. Simple, right? Nah, not today. Suddenly, they start following him, questioning his direction, low-key trying to control his movement. Now, hold on. That's a problem. You can't say someone's free and then shadow them like they're on a leash. The auditor clocks this instantly and calls it out. He's not rude, he's not aggressive, but he's firm. And that firmness, it's making the officers uncomfortable. Then comes a power move. He asks the officer to recite their oath. That moment right there, pure pressure. Because instead of standing on professionalism, the officer dodges it completely, saying he doesn't need to justify himself. And that line, that's where the whole encounter starts slipping. Because once accountability disappears, authority starts looking real shaky.
I'm mistaken.
No,
This is part of
I'm
this
not.
university's private property.
Can I just ask you
There
another
is
something?
public access.
If I was to
part
say
of
to
the
you,
university.
if I was to say to you, I'm not going anywhere, what could you do?
Sorry?
If I was to say to you, I'm not going to leave now, what could you do?
Well, I don't intend to do anything.
You
at the
couldn't.
moment.
You couldn't do anything because I haven't broken the law. When those guys rang you and reported a crime, what you should have said to them, he's not breaking
They
the
have
law.
reported a crime.
What did they do?
Reported a suspicious person filming at a university campus.
Is photography a crime? You're recording. You're
Well,
recording.
I don't know.
You guys. Let
How
me
do
just
I
say,
know that you're not filming for terrorist
do you know?
purposes?
You see that on your uniform?
Yep.
That thin blue line thing.
How
That is
do
an utter disgrace.
How do I know?
You disgrace the country with that.
How do I know that you're not filming for terrorist purposes?
Sir, we
for
go.
example?
Sir, we go on what we do know, what we don't, not what we don't.
Well, not necessarily.
No,
That's again
so-
where you're wrong. Isn't
Okay,
it?
so what reasonable suspicion do you have that I'm a terrorist,
Well,
sir?
you're filming a university campus.
So you're
with a
trying to get
camera.
me on section 43.
No, I'm not.
So why did you mention it then?
Well, because I'm just explaining that you seem to think that I can only act when a crime's been reported. But
No. You're more than willing to come up to me and ask me.
Yeah.
If you can articulate reasonable suspicion that I may be a terrorist,
Well, you're walking around a university campus with a camera. And
This is a uni.
And you won't explain why.
but I don't have to.
Well, then it gives me suspicion of what your activity is.
So you think I'm a terrorist? You have reasonable suspicion that I am up to terrorist activities.
I don't know why you're...
I'm not engaged in any
why are you
hostile
filming?
reconnaissance because I can, as my rights allow me to. Is this not a free country?
Yeah, but...
So, and am I not allowed to own a camera?
You are allowed to
You're
own a camera.
filming. What's the difference between
You're
you
allowed
and
to own a
I?
camera and you're allowed to film.
What's
And
the
I'm
difference
not-
between you
and I'm not preventing you
why-
from doing that.
But why
I'm
are you
not
accusing me of
actually
being a
turning the camera
terrorist
off.
then?
I'm not accusing you of being
Well, why
a
are you saying I'm
terrorist.
suspicious?
I'm just saying there are some concerns about your
What concerns?
nature of why you're filming
What
an empty
concerns?
university.
What concerns?
But then it gives me suspicion for why you're here with a camera.
Suspicion is not a crime.
No, but it gives me grounds to do certain things if I feel it necessary.
Are you threatening me?
I'm not threatening you.
So what do you mean then?
what the law is.
Well, you don't know the law because that's not
Well,
right.
I think I do.
Well, tell me what reasonable suspicion you have.
Well, why are you filming a university when you're
I'm not telling you.
with a camera?
I'm not telling you.
Okay, well then I'm suspicious.
That's fine. You can be suspicious.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, you can.
But then I can also act on that suspicion
No, you
if I
can't.
feel it appropriate.
You can. Yeah, you can, and I'll sue you.
Okay, well, but that's my decision.
Yeah, I know. When you'll lose your job.
Well, I'm not doing that, am I?
No, because you're scared.
But-
I don't.
Okay, well, okay. I think we understand where we are.
I know where I understand where I am. I
You
know the
understand
law.
where
You
I am.
don't. You those gentlemen over there, the guys who called the police, whoever called the police, I suggest you go and speak to them about Section 5 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, making a false report, because that's wasting police time, which is actually a criminal offence.
Okay. It's been nice talking to you. If you're heading towards the bus stop, then
I'll go wherever I like.
have a lovely day.
I'll go wherever
well, you
I
won't go wherever you like.
I will indeed.
Because parts of this.
I'll go anywhere that
university-
is publicly accessible. I will go.
Yeah,
Yeah, and no one will stop me.
yeah.
Not those guys up there. Not you guys
But what you
either.
need to understand at the moment.
I don't need to understand
just so
anything.
that
I
we're
know the
clear,
law.
Is so do I.
Yeah, no, you don't.
So do I. Okay.
You don't. You don't even
This
know
is a-
what Criminal
this-
Justice Section 33 of the Criminal Justice Act
This is-
1972 is.
this-
Do you know it?
This is a
You need to know
private.
the ins and outs.
Of course you know. Of course, if you're gonna uphold the law, you have to know the ins and outs of the law. How can you tell me that you don't have to know the ins and outs
Okay.
of the law, but then you're here to uphold it? How does
Okay.
that make sense?
Now, this is where it turns into a full-blown legal chess match. And honestly, the auditor is playing this like a pro. The officers shift tactics and start pushing the whole private property angle, trying to box him in. But he doesn't bite. Instead, he hits them with actual law. Section 33, public access rights, council markings. Yeah, he came prepared. And here's the wild part. The officer straight up admits he doesn't even know the law being referenced. That's a major red flag. You're trying to enforce boundaries, but you can't even define them. That's not authority, that's guesswork. Then comes the classic move. They pivot to suspicious behavior. Filming a university, suddenly that's enough to hint at terrorism. That's a big reach, and the auditor shuts it down fast. Yet he keeps repeating one key point. You need reasonable suspicion tied to an actual crime, not just vibes. The tension here is subtle, but heavy. No shouting, no chaos, but every question lands like a punch, and the more the officers talk, the more their position starts falling apart.
You're even in Somerset Constabulary, innit?
Okay.
Absolute joke.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I haven't enjoyed myself, actually. You've ruined my day. So go away now, please.
Parts of the university are private premises. There are public access routes.
I won't go anywhere that is
Okay.
private. I haven't been anywhere that's private, and I will not go anywhere that's
I-
private. As you could probably understand from the way I speak, I know exactly what I'm doing, sir. I know the laws that
Yep.
surround what I'm doing. I don't appreciate you accusing me of being a terrorist.
Well,
What's your number
I've not
again?
accused you of being a terrorist. I've explained.
693. You threatened
No, I
me. You
haven't.
said, "Oh, now I've got reason."
I've not threatened
mate,
you
listen,
at all.
the camera doesn't lie.
I've not threatened you
The
at
camera
all.
doesn't
You
lie.
can play your camera back.
I will.
alright?
I'll be
I've
playing.
not
I'll be playing
threatened
to your
you at all.
superior.
I'm just explaining that if you're filming an empty university that's actually closed at the moment to the university's actually closed. All right, to the students. It's
I'm not a
closed-
student.
It's closed to staff.
I'm not staff.
So why are you here?
I'm a member of the public, and I'm in a publicly accessible area.
Right.
That's why I'm
Okay.
here.
Well, that's fine. If you want to
I
film
know it's fine.
in open public spaces.
Yeah, and I'm allowed.
That's fine, but
Yeah.
you won't be filming inside buildings.
I don't want to film inside a
okay?
building.
And if you trespass in private property,
It's a civil matter. Are you telling me that you're gonna do something for a civil matter?
I will do. 'Cause
Okay. Oh, so okay, and that's
if
another
the security
complaint.
asks you to leave a private
They
premises
haven't,
and you
but I
refuse,
haven't been on private property.
and you refuse.
But I haven't
to,
been on private property.
Then I'll have
Sir,
to consider
listen.
my powers under the breach of the peace.
Oh, so now you're threatening me for a crime that listen. What part of my behaviour is threatening or abusive?
Well, nothing at the moment.
Okay, so don't threaten me with something that
I'm not
hasn't
threatening
happened
you.
or that isn't going to
I
happen.
also
You
know
are.
the
That's
law.
no. Listen, you're
Okay.
just threatening me with breach of the peace when a breach of the peace isn't going to happen
Well,
because
one
I'm
of
not
my
acting in.
fundamental roles is to prevent a breach of the peace.
Yeah, but there's going to be no breach of the peace because I'm not acting in a
That's
threatening
right.
or abusive
So
behaviour.
All I'm saying is don't go into private premises,
listen,
don't film in the
how many
buildings.
times do you want to say that?
Okay, otherwise...
How many times do you want to say that, considering the fact that I said...
And then I'll have to support them to prevent a breach of the peace, is all I'm saying.
That's fine, you
And
could
that's
do...
me knowing my law.
That's fine, you could do that, but
Yeah,
I promise
can,
you that if the course of action that you've just stated happens, I'll sue you.
Well, that's fine. You're entitled to sue
And I'm
me.
going to make a complaint. 3 complaints in this 8 minutes 46 seconds and 3 complaints about you. You're smart for keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
You can complain.
See you
if
later
like.
then, guys. Go.
Okay, let's be rude.
I'm not being rude.
Okay.
Plus, is rudeness a crime? Is it a free country? If I would like to be rude, I'm well within my rights to be rude.
Okay.
Okay? So go away, please, and leave me alone. You're harassing me.
Okay, that's fine. Thank
All
you
right?
very much.
Go away now. Told me I can't record in there, so now I'm going to have to walk round. You inform these guys that photography is not a crime as well, yeah? Educate these guys on the law. No. You're here. You're a public servant. You're here to uphold the law.
Yeah.
These guys have broken the law by filing a false report.
They haven't,
Okay?
no.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. They reported a crime when there wasn't a crime being committed. They made a false report. It is a breach of Section 5 of the Criminal Law Act 1967, and you are failing in your job right now,
Okay.
officer,
Well,
constable.
Thanks very much. It's been very nice talking to you. If you can maintain yourself on the public places,
I'll go wherever
okay,
I like. Thank you.
You know what my position is.
I'll
in
go
relation
wherever.
to
Yeah, you made threats. You made a threat of
I've not made a
arrest. You
threat.
did. You made an illegal threat of arrest. Bullies, guys.
All right, this is the final stretch, and you can feel the energy shifting big time. The officers, clearly running out of ground, start throwing out hypothetical powers. Trespass, breach of the peace, all that. But here's the catch. None of it actually applies. The auditor doesn't let it slide. He calls out every single point, calmly, directly, no hesitation. What have I done? That question hits hard. And when the officer admits nothing, the whole situation basically collapses. From there, it's all backpedaling. The threats turn into suggestions. The authority turns into avoidance. They stop pushing him and start disengaging. That's the real ending here. No arrest, no charges, no lawful action, just frustration and a quiet exit. And the final vibe? It's clear. The auditor didn't escalate. He exposed. He didn't run. He stood his ground. And when he walks away, it's not defeat, it's control.